You might be asking yourself, Owen, there's only a few more hours and we'll officially know what Rock Festival is. Why do a video now? Well, I'm a completist, number one. And number two, I've been thinking about it all day long in the last couple days trying to figure out this one hint whatsoever. And then I would be able to get it. But let's go back in the Wayback Machine. Alright? Let's go back in the Wayback Machine all the way to March of this year. March 9th to be exact. And on March 9th, I made a prediction that Rock Festival equaled out to American Horror Story. Well, upon some further inspection, not the case. So, on the 18th of April, I took another shot at it. And this shot was linking everything to The Walking Dead. Well, The Walking Dead had no code name, did not know that at the time, and everything lined up perfectly. So perfectly, thus, I actually am using some of those connections to connect it today. So here I sit, merely a couple of hours before John Murdy goes up on stage in front of everyone in Pasadena at Scare LA and officially makes this announcement. This is my third and final attempt at decrypting Rock Festival. Now, what is Rock Festival? Well, Rock Festival starts out like this. In the 1960s, there were only a handful of rock or pop festivals with an attendance of over 50,000 people. Now, the hint reveals the theme either being an artist who played at or a song that was performed at a major rock or pop festival of the 60s. Or perhaps it could be the location of the festival itself. But here's the hints in question. Number one, this artist or song performed at or was played at one or more major rock pop festivals of the 1960s. Number two, the state or states in question where the maze property takes place is home to all four major sports teams, being NBA, NFL, NHL, and MLB. Number three, what does a character from the Star Wars franchise and somebody from the Old and New Testament have in common? Number four, there's a song that was played at one of the major rock pop festivals in the 1960s. It reveals the hint of the maze theme. Number five, this hint can be found at one of three rock festivals, which was Monterey Pop, Altamont, and of course Woodstock. John Murdy himself confirmed it was not Monterey Pop, so it's either Woodstock or Altamont. And number six, and foremost, someone that passed away in 2015 was considered a hint to the maze itself. Alright. So, let's take these on, shall we? Number one, this hint is a red herring. Why? Because this ties into the fifth hint, being the fact that it only takes place at one major rock pop festival, that being Woodstock. Number two, the state or states in question, gotta be Illinois, and obviously it's Chicago, because you got the Bulls, you got the Bears, you got the White Sox, you got the Cubs, and you got the Blackhawks. All of them in Chicago, but all of them in Illinois, so that connects. Number three, and this is the one that got me, like, racking my brain for hours. Alright, I'm going to take you on a little journey here. I have a couple options to go with this, and I'm going to take on the first one. Number one being the journey of my friend Blake, which is HHN Fan 13. He connected through the name John. John Hollis, who played Lobot in Empire, and, of course, that connects to John the Baptist, who was a prophet that connected the Old and New Testament. Then again, that John in question could possibly be good old Cliff Clavin himself, John Ratzenberger, who played Major Bren Derlin, also in Empire. Still connects. That's a possibility. Or there's this jump at it as well. If you didn't know, Harrison Ford used to be a legitimate carpenter. As a matter of fact, you can still see some of his work in the Hollywood Hills today. And one day, he decided he was going to do a job, a carpentry job, and build some cabinets for someone very famous. This person ended up being George Lucas. And this also got Harrison Ford in American Graffiti, and thus, through a little bit of a prodding from Steven Spielberg, eventually got him in Star Wars. And obviously, I'm saying Harrison Ford was a carpenter, and Jesus and Joseph were carpenters, among others. It's really hard to find out who all were carpenters in the Bible, for both the Old and New Testament. Okay, So we got that. There's a song played at one of the major rock festivals of the 60s, right? This song being Sweet Judy Blue Eyes by Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Sometimes Young. And Sister Judy, I connected to The Walking Dead. Well, Sister Judy is not through The Walking Dead. Oh no, we're referring to another Sister Judy, which is the Judith Myers, yes, Michael's sister. And I thought that was a brilliant connection. Now, I looked into it to try to find out if Judith Myers had blue eyes. Upon inspection, it looked to me in some of the pictures like she had green eyes. Maybe she had blue eyes, who knows? It's another connection if you really want to throw it that way. And the connection, obviously, to the person that passed away earlier this year. Now, this was before March that this actually was given a hint. Now, on January 18th, Dallas Woodrow Taylor Jr., who was the drummer of Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Sometimes Young, he passed away. So, what do we have here? Well, the first one's a red herring. You have Illinois. You have Carpenter. You have Sweet Judy Blue Eyes. What am I saying? Well, anybody can see right now that Rock Festival is John Carpenter's Halloween. And the connection to Carpenter is actually the real connection, the literal connection to the fact this will be John Carpenter's Halloween. And thus, I truly believe once the maze is announced in a couple of hours, it will actually be called John Carpenter's Halloween. Something, something, something. The Return of Michael Myers, something like that. But I thought that that would be the connection. We knew it was going to be Halloween, and then we had to try to decide how we're going to connect it. And it took a while, but we finally figured it out. I'm pretty sure that we've got it. And Halloween is going to be your next maze announcement in Hollywood. And also, after that, they will be announcing the Terror Tram, which sounds like we're going to be getting Purge. The Purge Survive the Night should be announced as the Terror Tram next week, if everything lines up. But that's just speculation on my part based upon this list that got out somehow, kind of like our list that got out somehow. It's just like things are getting out really quickly this year and really easily. So it's been really hard to speculate because why do you need to speculate when it's right sitting in front of you? But I'll give it to John Murdy for actually coming up with these code words and getting us to run through hoops to try to figure out what we already know. It's nice knowing the end game, but it's better to know how you get to the end game. I can know absolutely everything about both events right now, and if the rumors are correct, I do. That being said, it's a lot more fun to go around in circles, run through those hoops to try to figure out exactly how to get that place. Makes sense to me. So that's what we've got. Rock Festival is Halloween. John Carpenter's Halloween. I know I was thinking that it might be Rob Zombie's Halloween. No. Zombie, I do think, does have a presence in Halloween Horror Nights, but next year. But I'll talk about that in my speculation video, which is going to be coming up in November. So, mark my words, once I come back from Halloween Horror Nights 25, I will be doing my speculation for next year. And you can bet that Zombie's going to be a part of it. But we'll talk about that another time. So that's what we've got for today. And if you'd like to follow Halloween Horror Nights Hollywood on Twitter, you can follow John Murdy and whomever's in charge at the Twitter account at the present time. And that is at Horror Nights. While you're there, you can go ahead and follow me on Twitter. It's at Sir Owen Disney. If you like what you're hearing, you like what you're seeing of these Halloween Horror Nights videos, or any of the other content here on Pop, you can like our Facebook fan page. It's under Sir Owen Disney Pop, or search for Sir Owen Disney and Pop. Find Halloween Horror Nights along with AJ's movie reviews, Versus, and Gaming with Ash available right now on MoviePilot.com. MoviePilot.com/Sir Owen Disney. And if you have iTunes and are an iOS user that have like an iPhone or an iPad, anything with an I involved in it, you can check out Pop on our mobile app, which we just got recently, and that's thanks to Download. So thank you, Download, for coming up with our mobile app. Search for Sir Owen Disney on iTunes, and you'll come up with a picture of me and Bill and Ted, which is my profile picture from Facebook, which is under Owen Disney if you want to follow me on Facebook while you're at it. Check out some great Halloween Horror Nights forums at Horror Night Nightmares, as well as USH forums through Inside Universal. Check out Check out DesigningFear.com for all your haunt needs, as well as HHNCrypt.com. And check out some other great Halloween Horror Nights updaters, some good friends of mine, and some colleagues that I haven't yet had the chance to meet before, but they're all really great, and they all really know what they're talking about. Horror Squad TV, First Class Horror, Crazy Englishman, as well as Thrill Seeker Network, HHN Updated 1, my friend James, and HHN Fan 16, which is my good friend Tristan, HHN Phantom, HHN Fanboy, as well as the other members of the Horror Nights Updaters, being the Horror Nights Updaters by themselves, their collaborative channel, which is Horror Nights Updaters, my friend Vic Dr. Emmett Brown 1, my friend Aaron the Red Steel TV, my friend John Psychomassacre Films, my friend Neil UKHHN, Deadly Fear 1283, and Mr. Horror Nights. Check out all those awesome channels. They're some great people. They definitely know what they're talking about. And check out all the Halloween Horror Nights Updaters as we progress into really getting into announcement season, which I think is going to be starting next week. So that being said, I want to thank you guys and girls out there for watching. And until tomorrow, boys and girls, that's all I got to say about that.